Hello, welcome to Inner Growth. This is Wendy Rodriguez, and welcome to my healing journey. I am super excited to get started and to speak on a numerous amount of hard topics and share my self-reflection throughout all the adversity I've faced. My intention is to create a community of like-minded people that empower one another to know their greatness and to discover their true strength and identity in this world. I am so grateful to have all of you watching and hungry for change. Thank you for your time. And remember, being free is exactly who you are meant to be. Many blessings. Hi everyone, welcome to Inner Growth. Healing is a journey. I'm Wendy Rodriguez, and I'm going to get started with an exercise that I love to do before any one of my videos, okay? So if you want to join me, come on and join me. If you don't, totally chill. Don't worry about it. You can just watch. So the way that you get started is by doing hip width apart, your feet, and literally getting in tune with your body to see if one side's a little bit more, like you're leaning towards one side or you're leaning towards the other side. Once you have a side, left or right, front or back, which seems heavier, your feet will actually feel like a little bit more forward, a little bit more back, or side. So once you become aware of what that one is, open your eyes, we can get started. So what you do is you put your fingers like this. It's called monkey hands. Just kidding, that's how I say it. I don't know what it is. You spread them out this way, and then you put your hands this way. So your thumbs are forward. And then you go forward, little circles, 30 seconds, okay? So you do that, keep going, and I will count for you guys. It's 15. Okay, and then you put your thumbs back. 30 seconds. And honestly, if you don't have 30 seconds, you could totally just do 20. I feel like it's the same. I like to do 30 because I overcompensate. But also make sure to keep your shoulders as dropped as you can. That's 20. Okay, cool. Okay. And then you interlace your fingers like this. And then you put it behind your back. And then what you do is you do 30 seconds closing and opening your shoulders. So you do that. Make sure not to tilt your head back or up, literally just straight forward. And if it's super hard for you to close your arms, it was for me too. And honestly, I think comes from the back of your shoulders. So stretching them out and honestly relaxing them so that you are rebalanced. So you do this for 30 seconds. You have 5 more seconds. Okay. Wig out, wig out. Okay, so you interlace again, but this time you go all the way up with it, as up as you can, and then drop your shoulders back, like that. And then you look up for 30 seconds. And continue belly breathing if you can. You have 20 more seconds. Oh, just kidding. You're on 20. 5. Okay, release. All the way down. Take a deep breath. Sigh it out. Okay, now close your eyes and get in tune with your body. See if that feels any different for you or rebalanced. If it doesn't, you can do it as many times as you want. Generally, when you do it, it definitely solves it in 2 seconds. So I feel rebalanced and ready to go. So I'm so glad you did this little exercise with me. And so we're gonna get started. Hi everyone, welcome to Inner Growth. Healing is a journey. I'm Wendy Rodriguez, and this is Victimhood Part 2. So what I'm going to talk about today, in the previous video, I was pretty much just stating what my experience was, what had happened to me, and the way that I saw victimhood play out in my life. There's a ton of different types of examples of this, and I think one of the really good explanations of victimhood or staying in a victim mentality versus a creator mentality, they say it really, really well in TED, The Power of TED. And so I want to share with you the book, The Power of TED. So in this book, it's super short, and if you would want to read it, I highly recommend it. It really helped me. It's by David Emerald, The Power of TED. So what it explains in this book, or what I took away from it, was that there's two types of people or stages. You can either be in the victim orientation or the creator orientation. And most of the time, a lot of the time, it's a little bit harder to get from the victim orientation to the creator orientation. So what it is, it's usually a triangle. So it is victimhood on top, and then it goes prosecutor, and then rescuer. So those are the three. So that's victim orientation. So if you were to write it down, victim orientation, triangle, victimhood on top, prosecutor, rescuer. So what those three play, and you could switch around, and sometimes, in some cases, you yourself can be all of those to multiple different people, and you're not always the victim. So in a lot of cases, I shouldn't say that. I'm generalizing. Okay, in some cases, I would say, in relationships, I think that this triangle is the easiest to explain. You can have this triangle with any health crisis, with jobs, careers, people, not people, and just things like that. So with this explanation, it goes, when you have a partner, and let's say you're in a relationship and you're not happy there anymore, right? And so you're just not happy, but you don't want to leave and whatever. And then here comes Mr. whatever, this guy that has all these traits, this person that has all these traits that this ex person doesn't have, or isn't fulfilling, isn't there, right? And so you see this particular person as like a god, like, oh my gosh, a rescuer, someone that is just coming and into your life, you didn't expect, but they are just amazing, right? So then you see them, and so you are already claiming that you are a victim because you're in a relationship you don't want to be in, but you don't have maybe the words or the self-esteem to truly be true to yourself and then get out of it, right? And so it would mean that that person is a rescuer, right? So then you leave this person for this person. And now this person in the starting of your relationship is a rescuer and rescued you from this relationship you didn't want to be in. So that's perfect. You're a victim, they're the rescuer, and at this stage, the ex would be the prosecutor because you didn't want to be there anymore, you know? So then from then, your relationship goes on, there's ups and downs. And throughout the relationship, the rescuer who used to be the rescuer now becomes the prosecutor because you guys fight all the time. The person's not as great as you thought. And so then you are still staying in victim. But now they're the prosecutor. So now you're trying to find a new rescuer, which sometimes is addictions, foods, drugs, sleep, sex, different things, right? But you still stay in that victim mentality. So as a rescuer, some people don't even know that they're rescuers, but when you become a rescuer, you generally look for victims. And I'm not saying weak people, because strong people can still be victims. It's just the mindset. So what the rescuer needs is a victim in order for the triangle to keep working. So if they can't be a rescuer to you anymore, they have to switch over to the prosecutor unless they want to completely jump from that triangle and go into the creator triangle, which the creator triangle starts, so at the very top, it would be creator. So here is victim, here's creator. And then we go down here, this is prosecutor, and this is challenger. And when you go over here, this is rescuer, and this is coach. So in the creator triangle and the victim triangle, the creator triangle, you can have the same situation. So I have a person that I don't want to be in the relationship anymore, but if I had a creator mindset, and when I have a creator mindset, I would see that person as a challenger. They wouldn't be a prosecutor whatsoever, it'd be a challenger. They're challenging me to look within myself to know, hey, like this isn't for me anymore. You know, what is for me? And you start asking yourself, what do I actually want? And so you almost want to thank that challenger, because without them, without the frigid relationship, then you wouldn't even, some people need a little bit more of a push to, realize things. And so at this point, that would be the challenger, and that would be awesome. And then this, again, same situation, this person comes along, they have great qualities, blah, blah, blah. But in this case, because you're not a victim and you're not in a victim state, you don't need a rescuer. They could be a coach. So what a coach does is that they support you from the sidelines, right? They're not going to do the work for you. We're not going to run the race for you, but they will give you the tools to do that for yourself. So maybe in this case, this person comes with all these qualities that you want to gain yourself. So you go, you go towards this person and you guys build a relationship. And more than anything, you want those traits that are so attracted for you to them, maybe within yourself. So you ask, how is it that you ask yourself, how is it that I can change myself into being someone similar to this? And how can I keep going in this, mindset? And so from there, you don't see the ex as so much a prosecutor, and you don't see yourself as a victim, because you can decide, you have that mindset. You see them as a challenger, and now this new person as a coach. In a relationship, I truly think that it's super healthy to have both of you to be coaches for each other, rather than being rescuers. In relationships in general, whether partnership, friendship, or family, we think that by enabling and doing for others is exactly like a great deed. And it probably is, but it keeps people in the same victim mentality, because you are letting them know with your actions that they cannot do it. When a coach comes along, they say, I literally am not going to do anything for you. Here is everything, and you do with it with what you want. And so I feel like that then empowers people. Even if you're in a victim state and you meet a coach, maybe it won't be your time to you'll be like, oh, they're rude, or they won't help me, And so that's something that you have to work in within yourself. But just knowing that you are either a challenger, a coach, or a creator, if you stay in the triangle of creator atmosphere, I think you will attract more of those creators in your life, but also you will continue to be the challenger and actually help the person that's usually in the victim, because you allow them to know that they're creators too. They just have to switch their mindset over, if that makes sense. And so I think this book is like a great thing. I know that in my life, I've been a lot of the time a victim, and I still fall back into that. I still fall back into feeling like things like that happen. And a lot of the time it's to me. And so I know that with reading this book, it truly, I was at a point where I needed to hear it, and I felt like I could accept it and allow it into my life and start using it in my own situations. And so with relationships, with my career, with anything that I do, I truly try to see the triangle, creator, victim, creator triangles, in order to help me better view the situation and give me more perspective of where I'm at my point where I see this crossroad where I'm just like, wow, like I need to, either am I feeling like, wow, this is really happening to me, is as a prosecutor, like I'm already choosing that as a prosecutor, you know. And so and then I can see what I need to do in order to get to creator mindset, because when you're in a creator mindset, I feel like you have more of your own power, and you're able to actually use that power and put it out into the universe. And so that gives you more motivation than to feel like everything is happening to you and for the wrong reasons. It's all a mindset. I'm not saying it's super easy. I'm not saying it's something that you just, you know, happen to do, because victimhood, it's a cycle. And if you continue to bring the people that will keep you in that cycle, it's a lot harder to realize that you're even trying to be a victim, because you just feel like, no, the world is actually hard, or the world really is happy, you know, like things are real, things are really truly happening to you. But the same situation, as hard as it may be, just by switching your mindset from victim orientation to creator orientation, it can flip that script so fast and just empower you. And that's literally what I think this triangle is meant to do, is empower you to know that every single one of us is creators, 100%, like no joke. And so I just think that we lose sight of that, in society, in the world, and, you know, loved ones sometimes enable you to think that you are weaker than you actually are. And I truly don't believe that. So once you start feeling that power, you almost like it. You almost know that you can do it. You can make it. You can make it in this world. And yes, it's awesome to have a loving support, coaches, challengers. Of course, it's amazing. But it's also great to know that you can change your own dialogue in your own head by just seeing yourself as a creator and accepting that as truth, because it is true. And so that is my interpretation of victimhood, a little bit more of an explanation of where I'm coming from, where I saw myself when I read this, and then I saw my situation with my diagnosis, and I saw that in a raw thing. I understand that to me it makes sense. To me, it empowers me. To me personally, it makes me feel more like I have control of the situation. Some people think, you know, maybe think that I'm being a little bit harsh or very like strict or direct on like, well, yeah, like I know I got sick. And some people are like, well, it wasn't your fault, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, I am a true believer of manifestation. And so if you're in a dark place, you will continue to manifest dark things to happen to you. I don't look at my illness or the diagnosis that I once had as a prosecutor, and it used to be my prosecutor, and I needed a rescuer. I needed something, you know, I was a victim to this. And so to look at it more as a challenger and to see the 4 years of where I was to where I am now, it helped me wake up. Like, it was the biggest blessing in the entire world, and I believe that 100%. And I will tell you more in the third video of victimhood. And so you will get just kind of a deeper understanding of why I believe that and genuinely like how I came to this realization for myself and how it's helped me. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening to this. Remember to believe that you are unconditionally loved, unconditionally valued, and unconditionally enough. Just know that that is your truest self, and no one can take that away from you. And I believe that 100%. And so it is. Thank you. Love you. Hi, everyone. Okay, this is the end of every episode, every video, every whatever you want to call it. We are going to jump up and literally get ready to take everything that you learned and put it in action. So what you're going to do is you're going to get kind of like in a runner's pose type of thing, right? In a runner's pose like this. And what you're going to do It's literally run in place, okay? For about 30 seconds. It literally gets your blood pumping. And you look super silly doing it, but honestly, it makes you feel good. We'll get started, okay? So everyone, the runners, like this kind of, right? So ready, set, go. $20, you gotta get faster. $30. Good job. Woo! We are ready to get started with implementing everything that I just said to you. So that's good. I'm excited. Thanks, guys.